Hello. Just wanted to say thank you for tuning in and watching my video. I got another Gold Cup delivery and update. So some of you may already be aware, I'm working on completing the entire collection of Topps All-Star Rookie Team selections, which have the Gold Cup on the front of the box, or the card, sorry. And I got a couple of key deliveries I wanted to share, and also wanted just to update a few here. I want to get the year right. These are 65, right? Yep. So I got a few 65. I got the Tony Congligliaro. Tony's brother actually was also a Topps All-Star rookie. That is a fun fact. It might be that those are the only two brothers that share a Topps All-Star rookie designation. His brother's was in 1970 or 71. I believe it was 71, Billy Canigliaro. I think I'm still waiting for that one as well. One of these two died, and I forgot which one, so I apologize. I read it a few weeks ago. I believe it was Tony who had taken a ball to the head, and he was never the same after that and had to retire early. But anyway, and then I also picked up another 65. This was a Bob Chance. I like the Bob Chance card. And then I got a 1970 Larry Heil card as well. I like these cards because they both have kind of that same profile look. Like those guys could be cousins or something maybe. They got that same look in their face. And then I got a Tony Agee, and I'm sorry, I don't know the pronunciations for some of these older players here. And this one was the 1967 Topps, I believe that's right. All right, and then I got the Dick Dietz, and this is obviously the 1968 Topps. And the Dietz is in pretty good shape. These 68s are hard to find centered, and that's really one of my criteria. I know the Tommy Agee was a little off-center as well, but it's still at least got some white border on there. I'm trying to collect these that are in decent shape. They don't have to be 10s or even 6s for that matter, but I do want them to be somewhat respectable and display worthy, because at some point I'm going to figure out how I want to display these things. All right, and then I got a 1961 Jim Coker. That's a 65 Bill McCool. The McCool is a little bit rough shape. There's some marks here. There's a little bit of paper loss on his chin. I'm sorry, Bill McCool. Then I got Tony Curry, which is the 61. And the Tony Curry has some print lines across here, or maybe even some damage marks, but still overall very presentable, still good eye appeal. Centering wasn't too bad. All right, and then I also got a 61 Chuck Estrada. You guys probably know all about Chuck Estrada and his storied career. All right, and then lastly got a 1963 Bob Rogers, who was a catcher for the Angels. All right, and then I got a couple of slightly more interesting ones to share. I'm excited. I have not opened these yet, so this is going to be the first time that I see them as well. See if I can finagle my way into this. This one is a 1969, and I actually bought a SGC version of this one here. Some of them I picked up have been graded, some are not, obviously. This is one I thought was worth getting graded. It's a 1969 number 95, and if you didn't see it already, I have a Johnny Bench. So I really like this Johnny Bench. You'll see it's not a PSA 10, or I'm sorry, SGC 10 by any stretch, but corners, pretty sharp. The centering, pretty damn good for a 69. I mean, if you're familiar with the 69, you'll realize that this is a pretty solid, and it is a 5. So really not that bad. It's probably a little bit better than I expected to get this bench. And I am going to share some of the update on the value of this card. I scrolled through a bunch of eBay listings and finally settled on this one. I felt like I got a really good deal on it, so I was really excited about that bench. All right, and then I've got one more key delivery. Now this is one, buddies of mine will tell you that I have been going after this one for a extremely long time, and I could never quite win one of these auctions, to be frank. I always got outbid at the last second. I was never willing to pay what these things were going for on eBay, and I was actually surprised that this card was as expensive as it was. And I wanted it. I wanted it in good shape, but I was not willing to pay the ridiculously inflated price for it. And the sucker is really taped in there. So this card is also a 1969, and this one is number 630, and some of you may know that this is the Bobby Bonds. So I finally got my hands on this Bobby Bonds, who you guys know is obviously Barry Bonds' father. He had an extremely good career himself. He's got great numbers. And again, look at the centering on this Bonds. It's beautiful. I mean, the centering is just amazing. Look at the corners are in great shape. The surface looks fantastic. And this one is a 7, which I think is pretty freaking sweet. I'm really jazzed about this. I believe it's also Bobby's true rookie card as well, which is also pretty exciting. So anyway, there you go. A couple of fun additions to the Gold Cup collection.